Some of these are opportunities that will be discussed tonight. Others will not. Sometimes just being the principal, I get a variety of different emails trying to promote their summer experiences. So I thought I would pass some of those along to you as well. So if you were interested in doing some of those things or encouraging your students to do that would be less research that you would have to do. But I am going to start talking about the summer opportunities that are available at RB, and so those are on the first 2 pages. And this is just a draft. The summer school brochure will be posted online by the end of the month, and so then you'll see all of the information, the particular descriptions associated with each one, and then you can start signing up for these opportunities in April in the business office. So we have academic courses, and those are for students who, for the most part, have failed a course and need to make up. Would be the bottom 2. So if you are a freshman and next year you'll be a sophomore, one opportunity would be to sign up and take health over the summer so that you don't have to take it during the school year. And then the other opportunity is for juniors that are going to be seniors to sign up and take US Gov over the summer, which obviously both of those are graduation requirements. So that's an opportunity to get some of those requirements out of the way. Then we have 2 other offerings over the summer in terms of academics that are not for credit but are great opportunities for students. So on the first page, on the right side of the page, you see all of these bridge courses. So what we're trying to do is help students be successful in their AP courses. And so whether it's their first time taking an AP course or they just have some concerns or want to get a leg up on one of the AP courses that they're enrolled in, that would be an opportunity for them. So these are really targeted at students who are already signed up for those courses in the fall. We do also have a Bridge to Honors Pre-Calculus because that's a big jump for students to make to go from Honors Geometry to Honors Pre-Calculus. And then college admissions preparation is just an opportunity in addition to the course that we offer throughout the school year to prepare juniors for taking an ACT test so that they receive some of the information in the summer. They have an opportunity to take a practice test then, but then they also have all of the opportunities throughout the school year. And then on the back of that page, driver's ed is also an option. But then we have academic camps. And these are just really enrichment programs, and we've tried to expand these this year. All of these will run depending on student enrollment. So if we only have 2 or 3 students sign up, we won't be able to run them. But we're really hoping that we have some of these courses run, and there's some new ones that are very exciting, like creative writing and film studies, and theater wants to do a 1-act festival and prepare the 4 days to put on that 1-act play the last day. So there are a lot of different opportunities just at RB that are usually pretty cost effective if your son or daughter is interested in any of those. And like I said, the descriptions for those will be available when the brochure comes out towards the end of the month. And then if you have any questions, there will also be a staff member associated with it, so you could reach out to that particular staff member. In this brochure, but I didn't copy it for you, will also be all of the athletic opportunities that are available for athletes over the summer. And most of those take place throughout the month of June, so that families still have an opportunity to go on vacation in July. So that will be in the same packet once it gets released on the website. But that's obviously additional opportunities to be involved in something over the summer. So at this point, I would like to turn it over to Rolando Martinez. He's our Triton. He's going to talk about Triton summer workshops, but he's a representative that we have come to RB on a regular basis to talk to the students about Triton and the different opportunities that they have there.
Good evening, everybody. Again, my name is Rolando Martinez, and I'm actually going to have some forms go out there for you folks. One of those is our Triton fact sheet. It's that big sheet there. It just gives you a few details about Triton and what we have to offer. I'm not going to take up too much of your time, but if you want to flip that to the back, you can find a listing of all the different programs that we offer on our campus. We have over 100 different programs that we offer there. We offer programs anywhere from career programs for students that are interested in coming to our campus, learning a specific trade and then going out and getting employment in their field, to university transfer programs, which are the bottom programs there. Those are intended for students that want to come to our campus, do those first 2 years with us and then transfer to the four-year colleges and universities. But in addition to that, we do serve anybody in our community. Maybe their goals are not to come and take an entire degree or certificate with us. We do host guest students. Guest students are those students that are away for the four-year colleges throughout the year there, the fall and spring. And if they're interested, they can always come to our campus and take one of our courses in our university transfer programs and take those back to their home institutions, wherever that may be. And some of the benefits to that are obviously you can do that from home here in your community over the summer, and you can pay very affordable tuition when you compare it to the four-year colleges and universities. I myself went to the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, but I would spend my summers at Morton College taking some gen eds and then transferring those back to my campus. This Saturday, we're going to have what's called a guest student informational session, and that's for those students that are coming home for the summer and perhaps are interested in taking summer school classes with us. So if you know anybody that's interested in that, please, send them our way. It's from 11 to 1 p.m. there on our campus this Saturday. So they can learn a little bit more about the enrollment process for those guest students. And also if, they want to learn a little bit more about our services and what we have to offer. In addition to that, you also got a small flyer there, and that's just a flyer with two of our bigger scholarships at our campus. One of them is the Honors Trustee Scholarship. That scholarship is for anybody who, you either have a 3.35 GPA through your seventh semester, 25 or better on the ACT, or if you're in the top 10% of your graduating class through your seventh semester. So if you hit any of those criteria, any student that comes to the school, if you're interested in applying for this scholarship, what that does is it covers your tuition and fees for up to 2 years, which, as we all know, is a pretty big bargain there. And like I said earlier, you can, definitely take some of these university transfer programs and take those to whatever school you may be interested in transferring to. And the other one is the the Scholars Program. That's an honors program that we have on our campus. Again, that one's a little bit more competitive, but it does show up on your transcript that you were an honors student on our campus. Do you folks have any questions about that? Any of our programs or the two scholarships? What I would do, though, before I leave you folks here, is I would recommend that if you have a student that does meet any of those requirements for either of those two scholarships, I would just have them apply for it. It's one of the simplest scholarship applications you're ever going to complete. All you need to do is complete an admissions application with us, which takes no more than 15 minutes. You need to complete the scholarship application, and you'll find the link to that application on that form there. And that scholarship application is, again, one form. There are no essays that need to be written. Students are not committing to anything, and it's just something, that's nice to have as an option in case you, end up staying here in our territory and taking courses at Triton. It's a good option to pay for those first 2 years there. Does anybody have any questions before I move on? Well, I'll be here. I left some of my cards up front, so feel free to take some of those. And if you have any questions, feel free to call me or shoot me some emails. Thank you.
Before we move to the students who are here tonight, I also wanted to call your attention to the Des Plaines Valley Region camps. They're on page 5 of the brochure, and they go through page 10. These are Des Plaines Valley Region is something that we participate in as a school with several other schools, and it's for some of our CTE programs, which are typically housed in our Applied Arts Department, and they are such a great opportunity that I don't think all of our students take advantage of. And there's like coding camps and health camps and things of that nature, and they're held at one of the local schools, so either Elmwood or most of them are usually held at Leiden. It's also a great opportunity to meet other students in some of the surrounding schools. that students wouldn't otherwise meet, and they're usually very cost effective. So that's an opportunity as well. And should you have any questions about that, you could email me and I could direct you specifically to the person to contact in regards to that. So at this point, I'd like to call up Hannah Raft, who's going to talk about her experience at Brown University.
Well, hi, I'm Hannah, and I'm a junior at RB, and I participate in water polo and swimming throughout my high school experience. So last summer, I went to Brown University and participated in their summer program, which was called Summer at Brown. How it worked is you could stay there. You picked a class, and based on how long that class was, it determined the fee. So one of my friends, he did a study on Tesla, and his class was only 1 week, but then one of my other friends did one about neurobiology, and his was 7 weeks. Mine was 3 weeks, and it was an intro to anthropology. So I found out about this experience through email. They emailed me about it, and then I applied. I had to get a letter of recommendation from one of my teachers and fill out an application with 3 essays. And so my class we talked about social phenomenons and how they shape our society that surrounds us, and which was really awesome for me because I'm considering majoring in this course. So it was so in those 3 weeks, we covered a semester's worth of material. So we had a midterm and a final during that, where we had to, so every night we had about 3 hours of reading, where we would read people's doctoral theses and their research, and we would discuss them. And my class was only 12 people. And so then we had to write essays about what we thought about their studies and how they were related. My favorite part was all the people. When my roommate was from China, Shanghai, and then one of my friends was from Brazil and India, so that was really cool, meeting all different kinds of people. I would definitely recommend this camp. It's a great experience. And I also did apply for RB's grant. It was a really simple grant to apply. I only had to write an essay and then get a letter of recommendation from a teacher, and they gave me so much money for that. So, and if you're doing anything, if you're going to do any course, then I would suggest that your student applies for it because it's really easy.
So what Hannah was referring to is through the RBEF, which they just hosted a telethon, their annual telethon. They raise a lot of money, and that money goes directly back to the students and staff to participate in summer opportunities like Hannah's. So I believe that applications usually posted in April, and if your son or daughter is interested in that, we can make sure that you have the application if you just contact me or your son or daughter's guidance counselor. So next we're going to have Molly Cunningham come talk about her experience at Indiana in her journalism camp.
Hello, my name is Molly Cunningham, and I'm a senior. I'm involved in Clarion, which is the newspaper, Rouser, which is the yearbook. I'm also involved with the Association of Students for Tolerance, which Alex Tong and I both do. We are the presidents of that. And so the camp I did over the summer was the High School Journalism Institute at Indiana University, Bloomington. I was told by Ms. Hayes, the assistant principal, Ms. Hayes, she told me that I had to do yearbook over the summer, that I had to keep doing it. So I was on a mission, and I was just Googling random camps and different journalism schools I knew of, and this one popped up. And I was actually interested in IU. I went on a tour there. And at first I was not so sure. But then after I was okay, I'll do this camp, see how it goes. So it was a 10-day camp. I participated in one that was all about feature writing and newspaper. So we interviewed a man who was inducted into the Indiana Hall of Fame of Journalism. And so we talked to him about his experiences. And there was another graduate of IU who basically started his newspaper up again in this little town. And then for the second week of this camp, I did a whole, I think it was 4 days or so just of yearbook. So I was able to plan out this year's yearbook. And so let me see. So how did I find about this camp? I just researched it online, and I learned all about journalism, and I want to study journalism, so going to a journalism school and learning about journalism at the school now I want to go to because of this program, was really, really fascinating to me. And there was a lot of kids from, like, one girl I met who was like my best friend there. She was from California, but then you have local, like, whole yearbook staffs and whole newspaper camp or staffs coming and learning, which that was pretty awesome too. I would definitely recommend this camp for anybody who is interested in newspaper. It was like newspaper, yearbook, TV, like broadcasting. There's photography, web design, like Photoshop, like all these awesome, awesome things. And I also applied for the RBEF grant, and I received the money. And it was the easiest process. It's online. It's like 5 questions. So I'm very grateful that I went to this camp, because now I'm going to Indiana University this fall. So I'm super excited. Thank you.
And next we have Alex Tong, and he's going to talk about his experience at IIT, but I think he went to a different camp the year prior to, correct? So
yes,
you could talk about both of them if you'd like.
Yes. So this last summer, yes, I went to, well, first of all, I'm Alex Tong, and I am a senior here at RB. So yes, I did actually go to 2 different camps over at IIT. One in between my sophomore, junior year, one in between my junior and senior year. The first one was an architecture camp. Second one was an engineering camp. So with both of these, I found them online because I was a little bit in between my 2 career decisions. I wanted to be either architect or engineer. Which one? These are difficult situations here. So what I did was I went to both of these, and they were simply amazing. I mean, the architecture one, it was, well, let's see, how should I describe it? It was like a studio experience. So what you would do is you would get together with your class, but then it wouldn't just be sitting down and lecture and listening to people, but we would actually go out into the field. We would go out into downtown Chicago, observe what we see, sketch in sketchbooks, and then go back to IIT, where we would discuss what we observed and then maybe brainstorm a project. The end project that we did was we would have to design our own little space in a community. So, I mean, the possibilities were endless, and I just had an amazing time there. But the one that I did go to last summer was an engineering camp, and I thought this was fantastic as well. Actually, I was able to bring along a fellow RB student, and he enjoyed it very much. So what it was something that taught the engineering design process to students. So through the use of 2 projects, one was building a bridge, the other one was building a rocket. We were given a problem, and then we had the opportunity to brainstorm ideas of how to solve it, and then we would actually go and construct the bridge or rocket, and afterwards we would test it. So one of the days we would go outside into this open field and then launch a rocket, and I would have to say I think mine flew the best, but that's a little debatable. But everyone else agreed as well, so that was fantastic. But anyway, I mean, that really helped solidify where I wanted to go in my future, and now I'm going to hopefully go into civil engineering in U of I. So that was very beneficial. And actually, if I have time, I also met a lot of high school students over at the engineering camp, and I learned a lot about the different kind of programs that they had over there. A lot of these schools, such as OPRF and Holman Flossmoor, have these engineering programs that their students can take to learn about the career. Now here at RB, the closest thing that we have is a draft CAD class, which is basically just drawing. But unfortunately, these students here do not have the ability to engage in projects and actually develop a better understanding of what engineering is. I mean, there is a lot of math and science, as I'm sure you guys understand engineering as, but another big component is the teamwork. There are going to be very few instances where you are going to be working by yourself. So communication and teamwork are very important within these fields, but your students are not going to understand this if they're never exposed to this. So something that I kind of brainstormed with the Applied Arts Department this year was an engineering club. something interesting, and maybe we can build it up over the years into an actual class. So actually, just this past January, we were able to bring in an engineer as a speaker, and she spoke to fantastically about the career to, we had like 6 other schools and about 40 or so RB students. Just an introductory thing, but it was simply fantastic. A lot of kids were inspired by that. And afterwards, we actually came back into this room where select few were able to engage in a project to learn a bit more about the engineering design process. So hopefully, right now we're having a bit of difficulty trying to find sponsors. So this becoming club may take a little while, but hopefully we can hold some more projects in order to gauge interest and just, educate students about this growing field. So that was something that I kind of took away from this club, from these summer activities, and what I want other students as well to learn. So, and yes, I applied for the RBF grant. Fantastic, very easy, and I fully recommend it to all of you. So thank you very much.
And next we have McKenna Powers, who's going to talk about her experience at her camp.
So hi, I'm McKenna. I'm a junior here at RB. I play soccer and tennis, and I'm also involved with clarion with Molly. Last summer I went to Camp Minnewanka, which I've been going to for the past 4 years. Camp Minnewanka is basically unlike everyone else's camp. It's like you can hike, you can bike, or you can canoe, whatever you want. I participate in the 4 Trails program, where I leave camp and I travel for about 2 to 3 weeks. Last year, I went to the Georgian Bay in Canada and kayaked for 2 straight weeks. From this experience, I learned key leadership skills and how to be self-sufficient in an individual. My favorite part was just being able to spend time with friends that I've met from previous years. I would definitely recommend this camp. It's a great way to get out of your comfort zone and a safe environment, as well as you get a new opportunity with different people.
So at this point, are there any questions for myself, Rolando, or any of the students here tonight? I would say lastly, if one of these experiences doesn't necessarily align to your son or daughter's interests, but you're still, trying to find something and you're having difficulty, to reach out to their guidance counselor, who oftentimes will know of another student who participated in an experience that might be a better fit for your son or daughter. So if you're looking for something, don't hesitate to reach out to somebody at RB who could hopefully point you in the right direction.
Their students have participated in, or other kinds of camps as well. We'd love to hear from you on that too. So, did you have a question? Yeah. Can you come here to the mic too, please? Or if you don't want to, that's all right. We can just repeat it.
You may not even have the answer, but my question is the RBEF grant only available to kids of a certain age, or do you have to be going into your senior year to apply for it?
Yes, I believe you have to be going into, you can be going into your I believe freshman as well, but probably more sophomore, junior, or senior year. So you have to be a current RB student,
Okay.
I believe, the following year.
Thank you.